When someone says they do not celebrate Christmas, okay, that is not your job to tell them why they should celebrate it. It is not your job to tell them your children will benefit from it. It is not your job to tell them why and how terrible they are for not celebrating Christmas. And when they say it's a religious or it's a faith, it's because God told me to. It is not your job to play devil's advocate. I literally just had a conversation with my own grandmother on why I am not celebrating it. And it is only from my history of not celebrating it as a Hebrew Israelite. But now it's from my history as a believer, okay, with Yahshua. I shall still have no other gods before him. If you guys do not know the origins of Christmas yet, I suggest that you find out now. Okay, we're coming into a time, these are the last days. And when you stand before the Lord, you want to make sure that you are blameless in the sight of him. And when he tells you that you've had many gods before him, and let me tell you this, an idol was a plastic statue in the Bible. You don't think an idol can be that job? You don't think an idol can be whatever you give as much time, more time than you do to God, more time than you do to devotion to him? And yes, don't get it twisted. If he's giving you gifts and you held those gifts higher than you hold God, then it is an idol to you. Bring it down. So this is, I don't want to rant, but maybe it's a rant. Christmas is like, if we don't bother the Jews, if we don't bother the Muslims about not celebrating Christmas, just because I am black in America does not mean that I have to celebrate a pagan holiday. I don't, at this point in my life, at this point in my walk, if I celebrate things that I knowingly know have other gods behind it, have other pagan practices behind it, including Thanksgiving, because your girl didn't celebrate Thanksgiving either, then I am held responsible because I know better. And the Lord knows that I know better. He knows that. You don't think that he doesn't search my heart in my brain and search my heart each and every day to know to teach me new things and hold me accountable for the sin that I've done in my life, and not just the sin that from my ancestors. I say all this to say, like, do not be fooled in this last day. If your eyes are not open and your ears do not hear, then you don't understand what I'm saying. I suggest you read and ask God for understanding, and he shall open your ears. He will open your eyes to see what he needs you to see. You probably don't see it right now. It's probably why you argue people down in the comments about not celebrating Christmas. And even though they have put Christmas and Jesus together, when he's never told us to put him together in that manner. We don't know when he was born. We don't know. We know how he was born. We don't know when he was born. So to put it with a pagan practice and just mix it in, where does the tree come from? You don't even know where the tree comes from. The tree comes from Babylonian times, Sumerian culture. That is a Nimrod penis tree. Penis tree. It's a pagan penis tree. And you celebrating Jesus with a pagan penis tree. I can't stand it. Pagan penis tree. Ugh. And then people have the nerve to think that I'm being angry. No. I wish somebody was angry about this. I think the only people angry about the sin that is happening in people's lives, or sin that was happening in Israel, were the prophets that God told to tell them. Please do y'all research on Christmas. And if somebody doesn't celebrate, let them be. How about you ask questions and don't try to persuade their answer? It's a holiday that I spend a lot of money, that people used to spend a lot of money on and ignore God and praying and everything that you're supposed to do around the season. This is the season that most of the warfare happens against Christians. Against Christians, people who call themselves Christians. So I don't even want to use that term with some people, because most Christians are not true believers. Not. You don't understand the spirits behind this time of year. You don't understand warfare behind this time of year. And if you're not rooted in the Lord, if you're not rooted in the Lord, if you're not praying and reading the word and seeking him, then you're going to be lost, defeated, led astray. Seek Christ, y'all, and be peaceful. As peaceful as you can be. But yes.